Mercedes is in heaps of trouble right now. From the underwhelming W14 to the seemingly growing tension between drivers, engineers, and bosses, the Silver Arrows have a lot to take care of if they want to get their act together. There's plenty to uncover, so without further ado, let's get on with it. Mercedes started the season with a lackluster performance at the Bahrain Grand Prix, finishing 5th and 7th, more than 50 seconds behind the winner, Max Verstappen. Team principal Toto Wolff suggested that Mercedes may consider abandoning their current car design and pursuing a different approach, which would be a significant change in direction. Naomi Schiff, a former W Series driver, has expressed her belief that there is a significant amount of internal pressure with the team as Lewis Hamilton remains determined to secure his 8th World Championship title. According to her, they made no progress in winter. That, for them, is hard to digest. Lewis is going to stay for his 8th title, but he's in no position to get it. I'm sure there is a lot of pressure internally from both drivers, but particularly from Lewis, because he's not getting any younger. Time is of the essence. And during an interview on Sky Sports F1 podcast, Simon Lazenby attributed Mercedes' decline in performance to the loss of crucial staff members. He said, "All dynasties fall. That's what happened at Mercedes. They've lost James Vowles, Andy Cowell, James Allison, about 15 engineers to Red Bull powertrains. Mercedes are definitely a team in transition. For them to abandon the concept, we thought it would take until Imola. They threw it away after qualifying." He also cautioned Lewis Hamilton that things will not be the same if George Russell outperforms him for a second season. Last season, Russell finished 35 points ahead of Hamilton in the standings, making him only the 3rd teammate to defeat the F1 legend. Mercedes attributed their performance gap to Russell's setup testing, while team principal Toto Wolff downplayed Russell's accomplishments towards the end of the season. Lazenby believes that Russell's success last season was due to a combination of factors. This is why he was able to surpass his more seasoned teammate in the standings. Nevertheless, the broadcaster has suggested that it may be more difficult for Russell to fill in for Hamilton once again in 2023. While talking to Express Sport, he said, "I think everything combined in that Lewis probably wasn't as motivated as he could have been in the first half of last year. They worked together to develop the car. George was desperate to prove himself, so I think it was a combination of factors Lewis Hamilton was beaten. This year, I think if it happens again, it might be a slightly different story. I've never seen him more physically fit. I've never seen him more determined." The 25-year-old had a significant advantage as he claimed podium finishes while Hamilton was struggling to find a speedy solution. But Russell's accomplishments were not solely the result of good fortune. The British driver also earned the team's only victory of the season in Brazil. Furthermore, he began the 2023 season on a positive note by outperforming Hamilton in the first qualifying session. He finished 6th fastest in Bahrain on Saturday, while Hamilton was in 7th position. Surprisingly, Aston Martin, who used Mercedes' power unit, rear suspension, and wind tunnel, outperformed Mercedes in Bahrain. According to Wolff, altering their side pod design is not a straightforward solution. In an interview with ORF, he said, "We can throw our car in the trash can. One team is miles ahead. They play with the competition. They don't even have tire wear. That could be done, but you can't just merely put side pods on the car. It's all about the airflow. Our car is lean, but not fast. Last year, our car got better and better and then won races. That's why we decided to stick with the concept. Then, you start a new season, and suddenly, you see that nothing works." Hamilton's outspoken criticism of Mercedes' underwhelming start to the season has caught attention, especially as he is in the final year of his contract with the team. While describing Hamilton as a valuable team player, Wolff also suggested that constant sulking would not be helpful. He's a great team player and grown up enough to accept reality. It doesn't help to sulk a lot. We have to try to turn this thing around. Toto Wolff is confident that Mercedes will not have any problems reaching the cost cap limits in 2023, despite their plans to significantly revamp their Formula One car concept. And after a revealing qualifying session for the Bahrain GP, Wolff admitted that the team had taken the wrong design approach for the W14 and he vowed to undertake a complete overhaul to regain competitiveness. After the season's first race, Wolff was questioned about the feasibility of such a significant overhaul under the current cost cap regulations that restrict teams' development prospects. He explained, "It's extremely difficult to catch such an advantage, but that's what we need to do. We have no choice. I'm not sure the budget cap really gives you constraints in the position where we are, because we just need to decide which direction we're going and put all the resources behind it. I don't think we're constrained by the budget cap. We're not going to develop 2 cars side by side, but we're going to develop 1 car, and we will decide that in the next days and weeks which car that will be." Former Mercedes champion Nico Rosberg has expressed his support for Mercedes following significant recent personnel shifts, citing Toto Wolff's exceptional ability to prepare for the departure of team members as one of his greatest strengths. Over time, the team's staffing structure has experienced some modifications. Notably, key personnel such as long-serving chief strategist James Vowles departed to join Williams as their new team principal during the off-season. Additionally, Chief Technical Officer James Allison shifted to a different area of the business and has been working with the Ineos team UK Britannia America's Cup sailing team since late 2021. Mercedes' early season difficulties had sparked speculation that they might bring back Allison to their Formula One team, but according to PlanetF1.com, these rumors are unfounded. In late 2021, Aston Martin hired aerodynamics chief Eric Blandlin, and other championship-winning team members, such as Andy Cowell and Aldo Costa, have also departed for other opportunities. When questioned about the potential effects of significant staff departures on the team, Rosberg said that Mercedes likely did not experience any adverse effects, as Toto Wolff is skilled at anticipating and preparing for personnel changes. Rosberg referenced Paddy Lowe's move to Williams to become their team principal as an example. Instead, Rosberg believes that Mercedes' struggles can be attributed to a lack of comprehension of the regulations surrounding the ground effect era, which have prevented them from being competitive with Red Bull since the beginning of the previous season. In an interview with Sky Sports F1, he said, "Well, one of Toto's greatest strengths is the succession planning part of it, and it started very, very early. It started even in 2014, 15, 16. Let's remember also the switch with Paddy Lowe at the time. Paddy moving out, another person coming in and bringing another fresh set of dynamics and making further progress. And that's always been a great strength of Toto. So I don't think that that's the issue there at the moment. A lot of fresh talent has taken over from the older guard within the team. Very, very talented people who I know from back then. I think it's just a general challenge that they haven't really understood the new regulations entirely yet and what needs to be done to be fast." What are your thoughts on the current state of Mercedes? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the latest F1 news.